mentioned the division in a way is worse off than when you left. Do you think the UFC is snubbing the flyweight division a little? I mean, there hasn't been a flyweight on the main card on any pay-per-views this year so far, and you're on the early prelims of this.
Yeah.
Punk's on the main card.
I mean, just the fact that you asked that answers the question. They're definitely snubbing the flyweights. I mean, I'm the number one. No other person in any division in the UFC with the number one ranking by the name and 6 wins in a row would be buried on Fight Pass. Not a main event, not kicking off the card, just buried in Fight Pass. I mean, you answered your own question. I mean, what other theory is there to have besides that they are snubbing us or it's something, personal towards me or the flyweight division? Those are the only real options left because that wouldn't happen to any other person in any other division.
What's the most disappointing part about that?
It doesn't affect the fight, so it's really hard to be disappointed in that. It's just, you want to be respected by your bosses and obviously like your peers and stuff. So that's more the disappointing part is just like everything you put in and then you just almost feel disrespected and, definitely underappreciated. Like you said, it wouldn't happen to anybody else, so you have to feel very disrespected as that part. No one with 6 wins in a row and a number one ranking by the name would be there. So just, disrespected, underappreciated in that respect. And really just like fans, I don't like the fact that, I've gone through a lot just to get to this fight, 18 months, 13 months post-surgery. And I've gone through a lot to get there and a lot in my career. I'm doing my job. And with the number one ranking by name, what I've done in the past, I'm doing my job a lot better than a good percentage of everyone else, right? So it just doesn't make any sense. So I guess another disappointing part is just like I was mentioning, the fans, like they can't just turn on their TV, my family, my friends, everyone that wants to see me. Some people don't have Fight Pass. Some people, honestly, as simple as it sounds, aren't going to log in and put in all their information to get a fight on Fight Pass. I mean, they're just not going to do it. And, yeah, so that's kind of disappointing. When you talk to people like, sick, it's on pay-per-view or whatever, and you're like, no, it's on this app called Fight Pass. Like, oh, I've never heard of it. How do I get it? So just little things like that. But the big picture is, just, being underappreciated by the people that should appreciate you.
Do you worry at all that that's indicative of their thoughts towards giving you another title shot, or it's just the division? Like, it's not you, it's the division that we don't want to put up.
I think a little both. I think honestly a little bit of both. I know the division. Like, I know it's a little bit because of the division, but it makes me think it's because of me as well. And I could just be making that up, but just other instances throughout the past have made me think that as well. So I think it's a little both.
I wonder, when we say it's a division, I mean, obviously this is a problem that we've been talking about for years, but when we say it's a division, are we really saying it's Demetrius? That, the champion is so dominant and not marketable?
Yeah, but that is, like, as a whole, yeah, it's Demetrius, but everything webs off of that because he is the division. Like, it might be, like, Demetrius and whoever makes the decisions right at the top, but it's everyone's fault. I take a lot of the blame for that because I should have been the one to beat him. I was the one expected to beat him. Even when the tournament happened at the very beginning, I was kind of like a number one seed or whatever. I don't even know if there was seedings. I could have made that up, but it sounds good. So I was kind of expected to win that, coming from bantamweight and everything, and just didn't work out. Had another chance and screwed that up. So it's everybody. I mean, it's everybody in the division, and it's easy, I think, for the masses to look at Demetrius because he's kind of the face of the division. But like, who else do you think of when you think of the flyweight division? Me, right? And I haven't done what I've done to bring the division to the forefront either. So I take a lot of blame for that, actually. Like, sometimes I just see someone saying something about DJ or saying something about the division, and in my mind I just think like, man, it's all my fault. I could have changed that, or made it a little better. So I take a lot of blame for it, but it's really everyone. No one else has stepped up. No one else has beat him. No one else has done anything to make a splash. So it's a little bit of everything.
how much of it do you think maybe the fan base has changed a little bit? Because it feels like to me that we've gone back a little bit in the dark ages of like how the lightweight division, before there was a lightweight division in the UFC, that the fans just want to see heavyweight fights. It almost seems like the mentality's like took a couple of steps backwards a little bit.
Did it? Yeah, I don't know if that has something to do with just the more fights they put on, but it could be something to do with what you said earlier. It's just not even being there to be seen. You know, like a fight that could be good for the flyweight division, which is me coming back from ACL surgery, and Sergio Pettis, number 5 ranked in the world, a fight that could do something for the division, and 2 potential, you know, prospects, stars, or whatever in the division is buried on Fight Pass. So, I mean, it might be a little bit of mentality, but I think it's what you mentioned, just not being on the main card, not even being visible for people to see, for people to get behind, for anything like that.